Snow means soup time. But before we get started, can we give it up for the shirt? Okay, vanity time over, let's cook. The wild things we're using are some dulse seaweed and some oarweed kelp, some hazelnuts, but like way more than just those, and this cute little hen of the woods. Now, full disclosure, I didn't gather that maitake, and I'm gonna show you why. It's dead outside. Pretty, but dead. So I picked that one up from my local Asian market because I needed to test some recipes for my book anyway. Now we're making pantry soup, which isn't actually a type of soup. It's just what I call it when I use odds and ends in my pantry, fridge, whatever, to make a soup. This soup is going to be loosely based off of a clam chowder, but vegan. Duh. Because I am a filthy vegan. So here we have our hen of the woods fronds going in some hot water because I need them to get a little rubbery so they can be our clams. I'm also gonna save the resulting broth for a soup I am making later this week. Planning! Now we're gonna put our oarweed kelp into a different pot of hot water to start working on the oceany flavor. Now it's time for the most time-consuming part, cracking open all of these hazelnuts with my nut rock. What is a nut rock, you may ask? It is a rock for smashing nuts. It is round on the top and flat on the bottom for optimal nut smashosity. These friends, they don't love you, they just love the hotel suite. What do we need the nuts for, you ask, if this is supposed to be a clam chowder? You'll see. You'll see. We have our nut meats, and I'm gonna add some hot water on top of that. Glug, glug. And we're gonna scoop our mushrooms out of the mushroom juice and put them into the ocean juice. Also, I added some Bladderwrack. It needed to be more fishy. Now, traditionally in New England chowder, you start with a base of salt pork, cooking in some sort of oil or its own fat, but because I am, once again, a filthy vegan, we are using this dulse and hot oil instead, because dulse gets real bacony when it's cooked. Plop. And then in goes some leek. Then we're adding in some of our oceany broth, and in go some chopped potatoes. I'm also adding in the last of my elderflower wine. See you again this summer. Now to make our soup creamy, we need our hazelnuts. Let's add our little mushroom clams in first. And in goes the hazelnut cream. Okay, we're in the home stretch. I'll add salt to taste. I also added a little black pepper. You may have noticed I didn't add any tomato. That's because I live in a world where I pretend Manhattan clam chowder doesn't exist. And let's ladle some into a mug. Do I have oyster crackers? No, but I do have these sourdough croutons I just made in the air fryer. Ta-da! Let's try some. Cheers. It tastes like childhood. This is maybe my favorite thing I've ever done. Man, food is magic, y'all. Hopefully I inspired you to mosey around your pantry and make a pantry soup. But until I see you again, happy snacking. Don't die.